The road to the Triple Crown became a little more crowded this past weekend. Several preliminary preps taking place around the country. Well, ESPN was at Gulfstream Park for the 45th running of the $100,000 Hutcheson Stakes, the third leg of the 5-race Florida Derby Series. Only 5 showed up for the Hutch, with Boy American in the 1 hole at 20. One Way Love scratched. Coronado's Quest, the 4-5 favorite after winning 3 straight at Aqueduct last year. Then we move on in the field. Number 4, Red Wraith with Gary Boulanger at 7. Zippy Zeal and Pat Day at 8. And there's Time Limit from D. Wayne Lucas and Overbrook Farm. And, of course, Jerry Bailey riding for them at 8-5. Coronado's Quest the favorite, but he didn't act like it. He refusing to leave the paddock with Mike Smith in the saddle. Smith will get on here and trying to get on here, doing everything he can to corner Coronado's Quest, finally getting up in the saddle. And then, well, his mount takes off, starting his race about 10 minutes too soon. After all the excitement and controversy, the 5 Hutcheson contenders finally made it into the gate. Tom Durkin made the call to Saturday's Hutcheson.
And they're off. Boy American came walking out of the starting gate. Zippy Zeal comes out running, and with his typical early zip, gets to the lead. Time Limit is away, second on the outside. Red Wraith and Coronado's Quest down toward the rail, running in 4th position. A break of 5 back to late starting Boy American. Up the backstretch, it is Zippy Zeal in front. Red Wraith to the inside of him. On the outside, it's Time Limit. And Gary Bailey and Time Limit have Coronado's Quest and Mike Smith to their inside and running 4th. Farther back, Boy American. 22-1 for the opening quarter. As the field moves into the far turn, Zippy Zeal leads the pack. Now he's beginning to get away from Red Wraith. Now Time Limit makes his move. Coronado's Quest 4 lengths behind with 3 furlongs to go, then Boy American. Midway round the far turn, Zippy Zeal. Eye-opening half mile there for Zippy Zeal. 44 4/5 seconds. Time Limit moves to him, and Coronado's Quest right on his heels. The field turns for home. Zippy Zeal and Time Limit. Coronado's Quest still running 3rd, 1 furlong to go. Time Limit in front, driving on the lead. Now Smith all over Coronado's Quest. Time Limit strong, still there, length and a half. Coronado's Quest finding his best stride late. It will be close. Time Limit, Coronado's Quest. Here's the line. Time Limit holds on.
The same team who won the 1996 Kentucky Derby with Grindstone, Overbrook Farm, trainer D. Wayne Lucas, and jockey Jerry Bailey may have another Derby contender here in Time Limit. A son of Gilded Time, who, by the way, won the 1992 Breeders' Cup Juvenile at this very same track, Gulfstream Park. The Hutcheson, the second straight stakes win for this $160,000 Keeneland sales purchase. Jockey Jerry Bailey, who currently has his pick of a trio of promising 3-year-olds, had nothing but compliments for Time Limit.
He's a war horse. He really is. He's got the courage of a lion, and he never quits fighting. And, you know, I know Mike had a bad trip. He was on the inside, I was on the outside. I had the perfect post, you know, for a 7-furlong race, and I'm not so sure if he'd have got a better trip, you know, the outcome might have been different.
A tough day indeed for jockey Mike Smith, but Coronado's Quest did overcome his paddock problems to rally and finish an impressive second, giving his rider hope for the future.
That's the only thing that's keeping me up. For him to overcome his act and my bad ride today and still only get beat ahead is very impressive to me. And they ran some serious fractions. I look for him to come back and just run a monster race.
Time Limit's future plans are still up in the air. Coronado's Quest will run next in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Time Limit's a gelding, you know, and that's something Coronado's Quest just might want to think about in future trips to the track. We'll have more 3-year-old thoroughbred action later, but up next, quarter horse racing from Sunland Park. The National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. And by Walmack International, winning the world over. And by the American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At National Car Rental, we believe that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Alan and Madeline Paulson open their Brookside Farms gates in Versailles, Kentucky to welcome home Jerry. Jerry wore the Paulson red, white, and blue colors proudly in a career that saw him win Grade 1 races on both dirt and turf. In the Oaklawn Handicap, Jerry won his 6th straight on dirt with a 116 Beyer speed figure. On the grass in Canada at the Grade 1 Woodbine Mile, he beat an international field, including gentlemen. Jerry, the son of Brookside Farms' leading stallion, Theatrical.
These days, we could all use more endurance. Say about 24 hours worth. I know I could. And now I've got it. Because now the Odor Fighter's new high-endurance deodorant lasts even longer. New high-endurance lasts a full 24 hours. No one else is this strong, this long. Plus, it's got this new Pure Sports scent. So now you can smell better, longer. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT, and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. Hey, no matter what you're into, now you've got all the endurance you need. A full 24 hours. Guaranteed.
Own a professional sports team at a bargain price. Get into American Quarter Horse Racing. Experience the excitement of your very own runner competing in your colors. Then invite your envious friends to join you in the winner's circle. Visit your star players anytime you like, and they'll never ask for a raise. So dig in, hang on, and let the dirt fly. The AQHA can get you started with free information. Call 1-800-414-RIDE.
Welcome back to the National Car Rental Racehorse Digest. You know, the first quarter horse graded stakes of the year will be run at New Mexico's Sunland Park on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Last weekend, qualifiers for the Grade 3 Winter Derby were selected in a pair of 400-yard time trials that had a definite All-American flavor. The first trial of the day featured the graded stakes-placed pair of Crash Through Traffic in post number 8 and Val Oro in the 6th hole.
Here we go. In the trials for the Sunland Park Winter Quarter Horse Derby, and a good start for 6 Furies in the middle. Win a Dash got away well, so did Crash Through Traffic. Val Oro from between horses. Win a Dash on the inside. Now Crash Through Traffic moving up on the outside in 6 Furies. It's Crash Through Traffic, 6 Furies, and Val Oro. Crash Through Traffic, 2 in front of Val Oro and 6 Furies.
Crash Through Traffic didn't have to crash through anything to win her trial, but she did have to overcome a stumble at the break. Her time of 1942 was easily the fastest of the day. Val Oro's clocking was 3rd best on the list of qualifying times, with 6 Furies checking in 4th. Crash Through Traffic was sired by 1992 All-American Futurity winner and 2-year-old champion Dash Through Traffic. She is now 6 for 11 lifetime for owners Victor and Jose Diaz. Salvador Estrada Jr. provided the winning ride for trainer Jose Dominguez. In the 2nd division, Joanna Kate on the rail was the 3-2 favorite. Her neighbor in post position number 2 had other ideas.
There we go. In the trials of the Sunland Park Winter Quarter Horse Derby, good start for the inside horses, Rosie's Royal Classic and Joanna Kate. Those two get away quickly. She's eye opener on the outside. Miss Easy Zevi is 4th. It's Rosie's Royal Classic, Joanna Kate, and she's eye opener on the outside. Rosie's Royal Classic and Jose Badilla Jr. Rosie's Royal Classic, a length in front of she's eye opener, Joanna Kate 3rd.
Rosie's Royal Classic, who was 2nd in the recent Ruidoso Sale Futurity, gets the 2nd fastest time here. She's an eye-opener edged favored Joanna Kate for the place, but all 3 of the top finishers will be back for the finals. Joe Badilla Jr. was aboard Rosie's Royal Classic, a son of 1993 All-American winner, a Classic Dash. The sophomore colt is owned by A.R. Prieto and trained by Juan Gonzalez. For more information on America's fastest equine athlete, call the AQHA at 1-800-414-RIDE. Stay tuned to the National Car Rental Racehorse Digest. We have an exclusive update on Horse of the Year candidate Favorite Trick.
Triangle Tech graduate Joe Carafa moved up into management with commitment and his training.
I'm a perfect example of how you can start at the bottom and work your way up. I have a cutting edge above the rest, basically, because I do have the associate degree. 16 months of training at Triangle Tech, I'm doing what makes me happy for life.
Triangle Tech graduates are hired to do important jobs because when it comes to computer-aided drafting and design, no one trains you like Triangle Tech.
Okay, Daisy, we got it. When you order a Request All-Day movie ticket, you have a Hollywood hit available all day.
Honey, do you want to see this? I've got an all-day movie ticket.
Sure. It's just the ticket to catch the movie when you want. Everyone can see it for one low price, and even see it again.
Now playing on the all-day movie ticket, Spawn.
Now, if I can just work the remote.
The Request All-Day movie ticket. One movie, one price, all-day viewing.
Rolls on as King of the Course Arnold Palmer makes his triumphant return to Naples. But defending champ Hale Irwin looks to spoil the show. Legends clash in the LG Championship. Coverage begins Friday at 1 on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Digest. Here are the national standings. The top thoroughbreds in the country right now by earnings, and there's Silver Charm, last year's Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner, on top after just 1 month with $125,000, just $55.20 ahead of Exotic Wood. Well, as promised, more 3-year-old thoroughbred action for you now on this week's Digest. You know, there's one hot 3-year-old at Gulfstream Park that didn't run in the Hutcheson Stakes. His name is Lil's Lad. His connections chose instead to run the Champagne Stakes runner-up in a 1 1/16 allowance race directly preceding Saturday's big event. The talented colt in front from the beginning with Jerry Bailey aboard in the hot pink silks. One more time, here's Tom Durkin.
Lil's Lad has run 3/4 of a mile in 1:11 flat. He's still in front by 9. Kin of Fire running second. On the inside, Billy Haggard is third, followed by Reporter fourth. Hillary Hunter is now fifth. He's still 10 lengths behind. Lil's Lad at the top of the stretch. Still in front, but the lead is dwindling now, down to 7 lengths with a furlong to go. He appears to be getting tired. Hillary Hunter on the outside and Reporter. Lil's Lad still with the lengthy advantage as they come down to the line. Hillary Hunter and Reporter, but it will be Lil's Lad.
Neil Howard trained Lil's Lad, a son of Pine Bluff, bypasses the 7-furlong Hutcheson and wins this 1 1/16 allowance race instead. Lil's Lad has won his last 2 starts by a combined 23 lengths. Jockey Jerry Bailey, who also won the Hutcheson with time limit, expects some big things as well from this guy.
Lil's Lad, although he won impressively, it's not exactly how I envisioned it. I wanted him to settle maybe off the horse going into the first turn, but if not that, at least on the lead in moderate fractions, and he got kind of rank on me today. I don't know if he's going to continue to do that in the future or not, but he still won pretty impressively, and I thought I had some horse left, so I think he's going to be heard from.
Jerry has some choosing to do. Next start for Lil's Lad, the Fountain of Youth, on Saturday, February 21st. A race you'll see here live on ESPN. Saturday's feature at Santa Anita, the 60th running of the $100,000 1 1/16 Santa Catalina. Trainer Bob Baffert, who won last year's Kentucky Derby with Silver Charm, had the 9-5 favorite with Del Mar Futurity winner Souvenir Copy in the burgundy and gold.
They turn for home in the Santa Catalina. Artax digs deep and finds more. Souvenir Copies weary in second, in Alan Zoop and Futuristic. But Artax has now put them away with a 1/16 of a mile to go. And from here on in, it's just a matter of how far. Artax, super impressive under Chris McCarron, romps in the Santa Catalina. Second will be Souvenir Copy and Alan Zoop, finished third.
Artax brings home the victory in the Santa Catalina by 5.5 lengths under the guidance of jockey Chris McCarron. The son of red-hot stallion Marquetry has never been less than third in all of his 5 starts. The colt finished the 1 1/16 distance in 1:42.1. Artax is trained by Randy Bradshaw for the Paranax stable. Bobby Baffert's Souvenir Copy, by the way, had to settle for second with Kent Desormeaux aboard. But there's Artax, the winner's circle of the Santa Catalina. The New Orleans Fairgrounds also testing its 3-year-olds on Saturday with the 55th running of the $100,000 Lecomte handicap. 1988 Preakness and Belmont winning owner and trainer Louis Roussel had the 4-5 favorite here. Captain Maestri currently second.
Western City has the lead, but Captain Maestri now issues a challenge on the outside, and Slick Report gains in third. Hot Wells on the inside is next, and Brushed On. Now here they are in mid-stretch. Captain Maestri and Western City gamely on the inside. Slick Report is next. Hot Wells at the rail. And with 70 yards to go, it's Western City and Captain Maestri. You pick them.
Okay, Tony Bentley, I take Western City, the Overbrook Farm runner trying Stakes Company for the first time. He beats favorite Captain Maestri by a nose. with a $60,000 first place check. The LeCompte, the second stakes win of the day for Lucas and Overbrook Farm, coming moments after their Hutcheson victory in South Florida. Western City is by Carson City out of Fire Alarm. On Sunday at the fairgrounds, 3-year-old fillies trying their luck in the mile $100,000 Tiffany Last Stakes. The undefeated Silver Maiden, the number 6 horse, currently third on the rail, trying to extend her perfect record to 7 straight.
Now turning for home in the Tiffany Lass, Silent Eskimo has the lead. Cool Dixie on the outside. Mrs. Never Satisfied is third. Then comes Star's Proud Penny. Silver Maiden is faded to 5th. By the 16th pole, it's Cool Dixie with the lead, and Mrs. Never Satisfied.
Owner-trainer Louis Russell makes up for his loss in the LeCompte handicap with a victory here in the Tiffany Lass with Cool Dixie, ridden by jockey Ron Ardoin. Cool Dixie is a 1996 $180,000 yearling purchase at the Keeneland sales, a daughter of Dixieland Band. She ran the mile in a time of 1:38 flat. As for the favorite Silver Maiden, she weakened in the drive and finished more than 16 lengths back. Looking for something to do this weekend? Well, why don't you check out a Breeders' Cup National Stakes race, Turf Paradise hosting one, as well as the fairgrounds in New Orleans. He's one of horse racing's most legendary names. Later on the digest, Woody Stevens remembers one of his 3-year-old champions, Swale.
Let's go!
Vacation travelers know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental, especially if you're going to the happiest place on earth. Because as the official car rental company of Disneyland in Southern California, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. For a family vacation you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Disneyland with National Car Rental.
Great moments in racing are the results of months of hard work and hope, years of planning and persevering, and generations of successful bloodlines. For nearly 2 decades, Walmack has contributed to some of racing's most exciting moments, with stallions like Salt Lake leading freshman sire of 1996. In his first crop, Salt Lake was represented by a Grade 1 winner and a Grade 1 placed multiple stakes winner among 4 stakes horses. At Walmack, we're working to make every moment count.
Back on the Racehorse Digest, the National Car Rental standings for jockeys leading in the country right now. Jerry Bailey and Kent DeSormo earning over $1 million each in the first month of the year. There you see Corey Nakatani in 4th with $833,000. Well, Corey was one of the few long shot winners on Breeders' Cup Day with his sprinter Elmhurst. The Janine Sahadi trainee made his 1998 debut on Saturday at Santa Anita in the 6 furlong Palos Verdes handicap. The Breeders' Cup champion currently out of the picture under Nakatani in the green and white silks.
They come to the top of the lane. Fun on the run, paying dues. Red, Venus Genus, the Exeter man, and Elmhurst starting to pick them off now. He's going to have to find a way through. He's third last, running on though. Past the 8 pole they come. Venus Genus, Fun on the run, paying dues is down at the rail. Elmhurst coming late, but a little too late. And it's Fun on the run in front. Fun on the run from Red and paying dues. Fun on the run, Red, paying dues, and a flying Elmhurst.
Happy to be back from his 9-month vacation, Fun on the Run handily beats the Breeders' Cup Sprint champion Elmhurst, picking up a check for $120,000 for famed musician owners Herb and Dave Albert. The colt is trained by Mel Studi and was ridden here by the newly returned Gonzalino Alameda. Fun on the Run was purchased for nearly $15,000 at 94 Keeneland sales. Last year, as a 3-year-old, Fun on the Run showed a lot of promise, winning the San Rafael and running third to Silver Charm in the San Vicente.
And we were a stroke away from going to the Kentucky Derby last year, but we had a problem in Turfway. A horse in front of us spilled, and so we just couldn't finish the race. But the horse has got a great motor, and we are very excited about the horse. Herb likes gray horses, and that's the reason we stick to gray horses if we can.
Older ladies featured at Gulfstream Park on Sunday in the 8th running of the $75,000 mile and 70-yard Sabin handicap. Champion trainer Bill Mott sending out the 3-5 favorite Asina, who's carrying the red, white, and blue silks, the famed owner Alan Paulson.
Coming to the top of the stretch, biding time, still holding on to the lead. Asina still second as they make the turn into the stretch. On the outside, Radiant Megan, Cotton Carnival coming up the rail at the top of the stretch. Biding time is very game on the lead. Asina's been trying to get past her for a quarter mile now. Here comes Radiant Megan with a chance on the outside into the final 100 yards. Biding time still game. Asina surging, Radiant Megan closing. Here's the line. Too close to call.
One more look shows that the horse on the outside creeping up there in the orange silks is going to take it away from Asina. That's Radiant Megan, a 22-1 long shot ridden by the winningest female jockey of all time, Julie Crone. The 5-year-old bay is trained by Hall of Famer Alan Jerkins for the Hobo Farm. The daughter of Commodore C ran the mile and 70 yards in a time of 1:41.1. To Northern California and Bay Meadows for the 54th running of Saturday's $100,000 Tanforan handicap at a mile and a 16th. The wire-to-wire winner here, Reality Road, a 6-year-old son of Believe It, who sailed home to an easy 5-length score under jockey Rafael Meza. The Tanforan, the first graded stakes win for this $19,000 Keeneland sales purchase. He's trained for Dorothy and Peter Pellegrino by young Craig DeLasse. And here are the times for next week's Digest, Wednesday at 3:30 Eastern, with 2 more airings on Thursday and on Saturday. Coming up after the break, we'll catch up with Favorite Trick at his new digs in South Florida. Plus, we'll chat with legendary trainer Woody Stevens about one of his all-time greats.
Harness racing and the internet, an information super raceway where the sport comes alive through technology. A computer and access to the internet bring harness racing to your fingertips. Race entries and results from tracks throughout the U.S. Important news items, special coverage of major events, the best of Hoofbeats magazine, multimedia, and email. Plus, links to sites around the harness racing world are yours free. Point, click, enjoy harness racing. Visit the United States Trotting Association site on the web today.
Daytona. Each year, NASCAR's best race for the pole. Labonte, Gordon, Jarrett, Earnhardt. The 1998 season starts here. Daytona 500 qualifying, Saturday at 2 on ESPN 2.
National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go! By Alan and Madeline Paulson's Brookside Farms. And by Gainsborough Farms. And here for the first time in 1998 is an update of the points leaders in the race for the Visa 3-year-old championship. No surprise who's on top there. Time limit, winner of 2 straight at Gulfstream Park. Well, in our Brookside News, one of the world's top sires, Caerleon, died this past Monday night from a suspected heart attack at Coolmore Stud in Ireland. The 18-year-old stallion had an incredible career at Stud. His progeny earning over $46 million. From his 11 crops came 74 stakes winners, including 91 Epsom and Derby winner, Irish Derby winner, Generous, and American-based runners like Kostroma and Missionary Ridge. Well, one of the biggest stories of 1997 is without question Favorite Trick. The 2-year-old champion blazed through an undefeated season and is a very viable candidate for Horse of the Year. But where has he been? Chris Lincoln caught up with the favorite in his new conditioner a few days ago. Here's the report.
It was November 8, 1997, as Favorite Trick rolled to a 5.5-length victory in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. But for the last 12 weeks, everyone in racing has been asking, where is he? Where's the favorite for this year's Kentucky Derby? The Gulfstream Park barn area? No. The paddock? No. The racetrack? No again. Favorite Trick is here in Indiantown, Florida, at Payson Park Training Center, about an hour and a half from Gulfstream Park. He's in the barn of his new trainer, Billy Mott. Yes, the same trainer of two-time Horse of the Year, Cigar. Favorite Trick switched barns when the only trainer he'd ever known, Patrick Byrne, took a private job and gave up his champion.
Favorite Trick, well, I'd known him so well. I know like the back of my hand, obviously. Billy's obviously got the challenge of exploring something new and different. Of course, Billy's super horseman, and I'm sure he's going to do a great job with him.
And so far, Mott is impressed by Favorite Trick.
When I got him in early January, he had just been jogging for a few days, so we're sort of starting from scratch a little bit in as far as his conditioning goes, and trying to build him up to a point where we can get him breezing, and hopefully we'll do that in early February. And we thought that the time frame of everything, with everything that's happened, would be such as maybe we could get a race into him the middle of March. And we were thinking about the Swale Stakes at Gulfstream Park.
The big question for this son of the sprinter phone trick is, can he get the Kentucky Derby distance of 1.25 miles?
Even for us to consider the Derby, he's got to prove to us that 1.125 miles is well within his means and something that he can do easily. Otherwise, I don't think we'd ask him to go 1.25 miles. He has the mindset to go 1.25 miles. He has the mindset to do anything you ask him to do, but he still has to, you know, get the trip, and I think it's one step at a time, and we'll just have to take it race by race.
And if Favorite Trick ends up in the winner's circle of this year's Kentucky Derby, just how will the man who gave him up feel?
I have a lifetime breeding right in the colt, so I'm always going to root for him. Obviously, if I'm in a race with Favorite Trick, from a competitive standpoint, I'm going to try and beat him, you know, but Favorite Trick is, if he wins the Kentucky Derby, great. I'll be happy for Mr. Lacombe and Pat Dan and Mr. Mott.
Will Favorite Trick be Horse of the Year? Find out live next Tuesday during the 7 o'clock Eastern edition of Sports Center, when the 1997 Horse of the Year will be announced directly from Palm Springs, California. That's next Tuesday on Sports Center. Well, our feature race this week at the beginning of the show was, of course, the Hutcheson Stakes, a race that has sent many talented 3-year-olds on to greatness. Let's look back now at one of the most famous. On the 14th anniversary of his Hutcheson victory, we remember the great Swale, the Claiborne runner who used the Hutcheson Stakes as a stepping stone to victories in the Kentucky Derby and Belmont. His now 84-year-old trainer, Woody Stevens, remembers.
But Swale, he was everything. Go to the lead, take him back, go 1.25 miles, 3/4. Didn't make a lot of difference. Good horse.
Swale would mysteriously die just 2 days after his Belmont victory, but he is immortalized here in the paddock at Gulfstream Park, where a race is also named in his honor.
There won't be too many Swales, though.
Thanks to the great Woody Stevens for taking the time to meet with us at Gulfstream Park this past weekend. Woody is sharp as ever and always willing to reminisce about the legends he's trained. Don't forget the Horse of the Year announcement on Sports Center next Tuesday at 7 Eastern. Next week's Digest Wednesday at 3:30 Eastern. Till then, so long, everyone. Ground transportation provided by National Car Rental. For worldwide reservations, call 1-800-CAR-RENT. This has been an ESPN sports presentation in association with Winter Communications. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.